information security, quantitative security control. Or for those who are doing PHNS 491, it's just to be security. So this is our second tutorial. The first tutorial we spoke about a few things on our CIA and I'm sure we don't necessarily need to repeat the same things. So patata kumira izvozvi taakwane that fancy word inonzi crypto. Kero, since uriwe group leader, what do you think um, um, cryptography means? It's still it's there. Kero,
Asi ndiri kumbofunga.
Kero ka ukikopa zvinhu zviri apo, it's right there. You can read and
Okay, so saka regai ndiverenge se.
aiwa interpret. Sekuti isusu cryptography is associated with the process of converting ordinary plain text into you know what zvakanziva and what
unintelligible.
izvozvozvo and vice versa.
But
Basically,
it's not intelligent.
basically we're saying it's converted into text which you can't read normally. Because it could be our alphabet, it could be converted into numbers or letters or whichever the case. But at the end of the day, it's not supposed to be readable or understood by the naked eye without any prior manipulations to it. So Junza, it's a method of storing and transmitting data in a particular form so that only those who are intended to reach, who are intended can read and process it. Cryptography not only protects data from theft or alterations, but also can be used for user authentication. So all these guys. Remember when we talked on our first presentation, we talked about CIA, and CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and
Availability.
or authentication.
Authentication.
ARipo akawanda, but the most preferred one is authentication, because we're saying you need to data needs to reach the intended person. Then once you authenticate, tozopinza zvinana integrity kuti trustworthiness of data. So authentication is brought about by probably passwords, then integrity by hashing, confidentiality by what encryption, cryptography. In our case, cryptography. So basically, what we're saying is, all right. Let me do you one bit. Let's go to let me jump to another slide. There's a slide that I want us to jump to. Where is it? It's Caesar cipher. So what Caesar cipher does indeed is unotora ma letters ako on the alphabet. Indeed. Ma letters are on the alphabet mangani.
26.
26. So letter A will be number 1. Letter Z will be letter 26. So what Caesar cipher does is you translate number 1, if it's an A, you put it to B. It's like that if you want to write, okay. Now people are trying to jump in. So it says Caesar cipher is one of the earliest known and simplest ciphers. It is a type of substitution cipher in which each letter in the plain text is shifted a certain number of places down the alphabet. It could be shifted down or up. What down is, you can shift the letter A to one place to the right and it becomes B. Then the whole alphabet shifts. Or you can shift the letter A to Z so that instead of it being number 1, it becomes number 26. So that's what I'm trying to say is, for an example, with a shift of one, A will be replaced by B. Z will be replaced by A.
That's correct. Yeah.
All of this is just trying to explain. So this is what the Caesar cipher does. So you're given a text, a plain text like defend the east wall of a castle. So if you shift D to the right, D becomes E, E becomes F, G becomes F, F becomes G, E becomes E, and so forth. So imagine getting a letter with Pakanzi cipher text. Can you understand what can you read that sentence, or it's unreadable?
It's unreadable.
It's unreadable. So the whole idea is but now it becomes easy for you if I just tell you that we shifted one letter to the right. Then you can now, so the process of changing it to that is called encryption. The process of changing plain text to ciphertext is called encryption. And the process of changing ciphertext to plain text becomes decryption.
Encryption.
Like I said before, it is one of the easiest forms of cryptography that was invented. This I remember when I was in high school, we used to try and do this. Coding master vanenge varipo, so they're not supposed to read what then you just encrypt it. But it's for someone who doesn't know, it is very effective. But now for us, ah, pana zvaunongochita. That's the first thing that we check.
Yes.
Any questions on Caesar side? So you're not only limited to shifting it once. You can shift it 25 times, you can shift it 10 times to the right or the left. It all depends with you. The sky is the limit. There's also a form of Caesar cipher where you now incorporate special characters.
Okay.
So small letter A, big letter A becomes 1, and small letter A becomes 27. After small letter A, there's space will be given a character, plus will be given 1, 2, 3, 4 will be given letters as well, representation. So it's just a way of trying to make this Caesar cipher more complex and more secure. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to achieve is just to shift the letters to a certain number so as to encrypt the plain text into ciphertext, so that people, an intruder, might not easily access the information that you are sending.
Yes.
I'm very sure Kuti, we are all okay.
Yes. Okay.
Are we all okay? Logi,
Yes, aiwa apa tazvibata.
Logi.
Yeah, we are okay, sir.
That's fine. So there's another form. This one is a bit is a bit. It's called the steganography. Have you heard of it before?
Steganography.
Get it?
Huh?
Yes, we have.
So what
Like,
steganography does and it is, you, instead of sending text as ciphertext, I don't know whether you want to call it ciphertext or ciphertext. It for me that doesn't really matter. It's ciphertext as long as it changes banana. So what steganography does is You're given an image or a video. So back then, what they'll do is they'll encode messages in paintings. So instead of sending a letter, there might be a painting might be sent or a picture be sent. Then in that picture, there is information that's embedded on the image, which we only need someone who can decrypt it. So you can, for now, you can do it in audio, video, and image. Those are the three forms that I'm very comfortable on. So you get a picture, you need to decrypt the picture you need to decrypt the image. For some of you, this could be a very interesting project topic to partake, to use steganography to decrypt and encrypt messages. Guys,
Yeah, it is a good project. I know of some of a colleague of ours that did it in year 3.
That's right. So you image messages will be embedded on an image. So now my question to you now is, how different is steganography from the normal QR codes that we use? We all know QR codes, right?
Yes.
How different is steganography from QR codes?
Yeah. Hakuvharwa nzvo, but QR code is it is sort of it's an image that has got an embedded text on it.
Yes.
Is that a text? I mean, a QR code.
It's okay. We started off with barcodes.
Yes.
Then from barcodes couldn't capture a lot of information. So they developed QR codes to try and curb that. So when they developed QR codes you can say, you can even say the full paragraph. And I'm sure now most phones come with QR scan. So my question is, how is QR code different from steganography?
I think there's no much difference. Because at the end of the day, we've got some sort of like a text that is embedded inside in both steganography and QR. Although we do not know much about steganography.
But it's we just said you are hiding information in an image, and it's you scan an image. So how it should stand to reason? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because when you get an image, then you take your phone, you scan that. When you're scanning, you're somewhat decoding that. You're decrypting that image into something that you can understand. The whole idea of encryption is to pass information without anyone noticing or being able to read it. We're coming back to that big word
intelligible.
George. If you Google what intelligible is, muchanzwisa iro word ratakahighlighta that you say in red muruone.
Sangwara.
It's you can't make sense of it just by looking at it. You need some sort of manipulation. In our case, it's decryption to actually get the plain text from that text or image that you would have. Are we together?
Yes.
So when it comes to security and it, you don't necessarily need to be in a sort of been there for a very long time.
Mr. Mabena,
Hello, sir.
indege reri kutini right? Sevanenge vapanwa kuti nimwe ataki.
Hello? Yeah, hello guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, telephone.
Yeah, network yanga yakuda kutonetsa ipo paya.
We rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
Mamaro ne deny of service.
Yeah, Joyce and Andrew. Upon that, the funny thing is, you guys become very spiritual when you're getting to exams, but it's okay. So I was saying, and from you need to look at it from a broader perspective. You have been doing security for a very long time. You just didn't know it. Pamonesa burglar bars, kumba, pamonesa mari, wallet, they know what I wallet. I don't want to put it from in my back pocket. I want to put it in my front pocket. That is all. That is all security. There's something that's called defense in depth. Defense in depth normally works with systems. Now we're saying um, now there are levels in which you secure your information. When you're entering an office or a company, there's security outside the gate. That will be level one. Then when you get into a room and you unlock the room, that becomes level two. When you access your computer, put in a password on your computer, that becomes level three. And if your information is decrypted, that becomes level four. That's what we call defensive depth.
Defensive what?
Defense in depth.
Okay.
You're continuously adding extra layers of security to try and keep your data or your information as secure as possible. Anyway, moving on. We said there's confidentiality, integrity, authentication. Non-repudiation it simply means you can't deny who sent it. If you sent it or you received it. So, and then says cryptography there are a lot of applications which are used by cryptography. From your phone until when you've heard on your WhatsApp it says end-to-end encryption or something like that. That's encryption. And you have noticed that when you put your Wi-Fi, when you put in your Wi-Fi settings, part of the encryption or something, you'll be encrypting the information that you send so that it's decrypted with the algorithm that on the other side, same algorithm on the other side. Moving on, we have three types of cryptographic techniques used in general: symmetric, hashing, and public key. We have read about this, and these things came in our assignments. So all of us should be confident in all of these things. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true, sir.
It's very true, Alex. So we should not waste too much time on this. All right. So we're saying for symmetric key cryptography, both the sender and the receiver have got the same key. So when I'm sending literal example is a key to a door. There's only one key that will open a door. Let's forget about the master keys and everything, but there's only one key that will open a door. So both the sender, both the sender and the receiver, they've got the same key, such that when the sender locks, encrypts, or if it's our scissor cipher, encrypts maybe using key 4. Then from four shifts 4, then you just tell receiver we shifted 4. Then it's easy for us to revert back to ciphertext. Or the algorithms that could be used for this type of encryption. But at the end of the day, the receiver and the sender both have the same key. So so when let's say A sends data to B, the key, the public key or the encryption key would be known, so that B becomes it is easier for B to encrypt. So this now has got limitations in that once you get hold of that key, you can encrypt the data anyhow. So it's intended not to be that secure. So that's when we introduced the public key cryptography, whereby the sender has got a public key and a private key, and the receiver has got a public key and a private key. And due to certain manipulations and algorithms, data is sent with either the private key of one, and it's then encrypted with the public key of the other. We're going to dive deep into it as we proceed. That one, so these two cryptographies are symmetric and public key. Symmetric public key could be asymmetric. They all have they're all to do with confidentiality. But now, when it comes to hashing, we're now ensuring integrity, and we've all heard of hash functions. So no key is used in this algorithm. A fixed length hash value is computed as per plain text. That makes it impossible for the contents of the plain text to be covered. So if you open something, hash it and rehash it, you might get different hash values. Hence, it allows for data integrity, because we've introduced a certain level of trustworthiness. Moving on. So public key cryptography or asymmetric is a cryptographic system that uses a pair of keys, which might be disseminated widely. The private key is known only by the owner, and it sends the public key. So due to mathematical functions and whatnot, we're going to dive deep into it as we proceed. Hash functions and public key cryptography gave birth to digital certificates. So a sender can combine a message with a private key to create a short digital signature. What's a digital signature? What's a digital signature, guys? Guys, digital signature. Makaita assigning the digital signature. Guys, Maganyora Chima assignment name.
Ndakanyora would say digital signature is a mathematical technique used to validate the authenticity and integrity of a message, software, or digital document.
All right, that's very good. In other words, what is it? Don't read from the internet. What is it? Let's hear from someone else. Because she gave us a textbook answer. it's going to be difficult for you to remember a textbook answer in the exam.
I think it's an electronic way of authentication.
That's all right. It's guys, what is a signature? All right, what's a signature? Signature. Yako is your signature. I'm gonna say.
Chiro tikasendi choti teti chitoziva kakati kutaura kwachona zvitobude
Rambobuda.
zvirambobuda ndiri kunyatsoiziva kuti signature chii but
Ndo mafoiriro anoita vanhu vanenge vachiziva but havasi kugona kuzviburika.
Yes.
I'm asking tabvisa the digital part, your normal signature yamunoisa patonzi aiwa isa signature yako apa.
I think signature is a way of verifying your identity kuti tiri kuti iwewe ndiwe chaiye chaiye munhu ari kufanira kunge atambira document iro what. That way you have to show with a signature that is directly linked to you. Because signature chinhu chokuti hachingakopiwi nomwe munhu kana tiri kubekwa.
Very good. Number one, hatina masignature two akafanana. It's very difficult to get two identical ticks to my signature. So at the end of the day, a signature is signed after a document, not before.
Non-repudiation.
So you're given a contract at work. You read the contract. So for you to show that you have read that contract, you need to put your signature, which shows us kuti whatever the case, hauzombofaka kuti I read the signature. And when you sign, you are agreeing to the terms and conditions that are in the signature. And with this, something comes into play, something that are called smart contracts. You did smart contracts, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. That's fine. So now tikati a signature is something chamuneza to invoke the non-repudiation aspect of security and detail. And if it simply means it's going to, in our case, it's going to be digital signature. It's something that allows us or allows the system or the computer or whatever it is that you want to ensure that you are who you say you are, and without any reasonable doubt. And now there's a lot of security issues that come with digital signatures. But anyway, we'll get to that. Tabotara smart contracts. What are smart contracts, guys? What are smart contracts?
Okay. How are you?
I'm okay, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. All right. So I think smart contracts, these are digital contracts, just like our hard copy contracts where we have to sign on paper. But this time we are doing it digitally. It's electronic, and they are stored on blockchains.
That's very true. My blockchains, they were designed, I think, in 1990 or 1991, if I'm not mistaken. So the technology was laid idle for a while. Then after that, this Japanese guy, is it Toshimura? I don't know. It's a Japanese guy. He incorporated it in cryptocurrency. So basically, what blockchains do? It's a chain with a hash function on top, so as to make it secure. And each block has the prior hash value. So that if you change one, you need to change all the other blocks that come after that one. So that's number one, added security. Number two, it's a distributed ledger in the sense that everyone has access. Everyone who's involved can have a copy of the blockchain. So number one, that also adds an extra layer of security. And since it has got an identical copy of every of the chain, it means before you do something or alter or add anything, there's need for consensus between all the involved parties. So you cannot, because there are hash values that are attached to it, which are in the next block. You cannot change, or it is very difficult to change or alter the contents. So this Japanese guy thought it was an ideal technology to use when you use what's called a cryptocurrency. So if you try to hack the hash values and you recalculate all the hash values for the following blocks, they tried to hinder that with what's called proof of work. Now you need to calculate a certain puzzle that they give you a certain number of work before you can add or alter anything. So it's quite interesting. So it is now not strictly in cryptocurrency. The medical, some keep their medical records in blockchains. Some use blockchains for voting systems. Some use blockchains for agricultural purposes to figure out where what plant came from. So it's easy to say, the farmer bought fertilizer, then the fertilizer company supplied fertilizer, and it goes to the farmer. From the farmer, it goes maybe to the abattoir. It's an extra block that's added. From the abattoir, it goes to the wholesaler. An extra block is added, and from the wholesaler, it's added to it's processed later to maybe the retailer. And so it's easy for now for someone to track, okay, I'm buying maybe this much, this pork, but it came from farm number, it was about twice and because it's distributed and it's very difficult to change anything. You'd know that most of the information that you're getting is close to accurate, and it's difficult to hinder that. So now, how smart contracts came into play? Let's suppose you get donations um, or a sponsor for you to do a project, and the sponsor has a condition whereby they say, you guys, you only get 50% of the funding if you get to 50% of the project. So before you even get to 50% of the project, you won't get that money. And all those conditions are stated in a smart contract, which will become part of the blockchain. So the funds will only be released once a certain condition is made. And you guys use your signatures, digital signatures, to actually embed on those smart contracts so that the contract becomes binding. And that's how it is on data.
Ayo, mabatable.
So that's so so number one, you need to understand structure of a blockchain. Number one, structure of it. Not because if you don't understand the structure, it's going to be difficult for you to understand how it works. Once you know the structure of it, and you discover before and all right, if I may ask, why do we need big compute processing power when we are dealing with blockchains? By someone when they say, no guys, I'm mining for blockchain, for cryptocurrency, what exactly would they be doing? I'm mining. I've got it. I'm trying to mine for cryptocurrency. I'm trying to mine for this. What will they be doing?
Okay, so you're asking about data mining in a blockchain.
Yes, when someone says I'm mining for cryptocurrency, what exactly would they be doing?
Okay. Are they not trying to fetch data, to extract data from the blockchain?
Come again?
To extract data from the blockchain, to get more information from this block.
For blockchains, is it? We said you can't. It's difficult for you to alter it. There is a certain. So for a new block to be added, we need to calculate who adds the block. When they add the block, we get to a situation where we call a consensus, where every party involved, everyone who's got a copy of that block, who agree we have got this. So when you're mining, you are processing a lot of mathematical calculations to come up with the person who's going to add that block. So when you add that block, you are rewarded with, your reward now becomes your what's it called, your bitcoins or your ethereums or whatnot, or your cryptocurrency. So that work, that proof of work now is there as an extra layer of security. If you're hacking and you're told to spend 3 hours or so just to get maybe 10 cents, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And also we need to, these calculations also prove to us that this is not, this block that we're trying to add is not a foreign block, it's not a malicious block, it's a legitimate block. So these calculations now become very important. So the guys thought, if we just try and ask people to mine and do this without any reward, it's going to be difficult, because number one, those computers use power. Number two, there's wear and tear on those computers. So let's reward them. So that's what they'll be doing when saying mining. Trust me, for you to mine 1 Bitcoin, pareke pafilwa.
Pakaipa.
Pareke pafilwa.
But shockingly, it was very easy to mine for a Bitcoin in 2014.
The most expensive pizza was bought with maybe, I think it was 100 Bitcoins.
Yes.
And now how much is 1 Bitcoin?
Yeah, it was what, I got dropped on 50%, it was about 37,000.
So that was a $300,000 pizza. The thing is, and it's something, if you look at the flow of technology, and there's a hype of activity when a new technology is introduced, and that hype, it gets to a peak. When it peaks, it then further, it drops. When it drops now, after that, it's going to get to its normal use. I'll give you an example. Internet, when it was introduced, there was a lot of hype of it, but it peaked at a certain time, a certain stage. I think it's what, 2005, 2006, something. It dropped the hype of it. But now we are now at optimum internet usage because of things like Internet of Things and so forth. So same applies with blockchains and smart contracts. There was a peak and then it dropped, and now Mabu's wants cryptocurrency, this cryptocurrency, that it's going to be that mining and whatnot. Now I'm sure the Simple Cash has got, we've got our own cryptocurrencies in our present. So everyone is trying something, but it's going to blow over, and we're going to get out to our quiet. Anyway, coming back to our cryptography. So guys, it's very difficult for me to stay on one slide because there's so much to talk about when it comes to security. There is so much to talk about, and we might fail even to finish most of the things that we wanted to talk. Because if you notice, I've got 87 slides and we're still on slide 6.
We've got all day, don't worry.
I've got another tutorial after this. It's okay. Public key algorithms are fundamental security ingredients in modern crypto systems. Application and protocol assures confidentiality, authenticity, and non-repudiability. I'm coming up with big words of electronic communication and data storage. So you discover that there are certain standards that need to be succumbed when using public key cryptography, and there are certain algorithms that are employed. So we're going to talk about the Delphi-Hellman algorithm. I'm not so sure if we have got time to talk about RSA and digital signature, but I'm sure the Delphi-Hellman we talk about the Delphi-Hellman. So Alice, I prefer A, is when they want to send information through probably a network or send it to Bob. In our case, Bob with a P. Alice generates a public key and a private key, depending on the algorithm that they want. Normally, it's made possible by the use of generating very huge random numbers. So an unpredictable number is used to begin generation of an acceptable pair. So why do you suppose there's need to generate a very large random number? It's for you guys. Why is there need for us to generate a large random number? Anyone? Loki. Let's find someone who hasn't said anything. Tarirai. Anyway.
Let me give it a try, sir.
Sure.
I think the purpose of generating a large random number is to make it very difficult for us to be intercepted by crypto analysts.
Okay. That's
what I think.
That's true. If it's a large random number, it's going to be difficult. Number one, it's large. For you to get to it, a certain level of manipulation or computations for you to get to it. Number one. Number two, if it's randomly generated, that means you yourself might not even know it, or it's going to be difficult for you to memorize the number of something. So the only way you can cooperate is to have a generator that continuously generates those random numbers. So it's to add security. So muchaona patanga pakutaura pachinzi 64-bit encryption, 128-bit encryption. So it's just to muchaona like the likes of a message digest 5. That's a 128 128-bit layer of encryption. It's basically the amount of number, the larger the number in the equal. So the more the layers, the better improved security we have. So Alice, in asymmetric encryption scheme, anyone can encrypt messages using the public key, but only the holder of the pair of private key can decrypt. So we are encrypting using someone's what? It's a public key, is it? Right. Take this for an example. My name is Bob. I want to send a message to Alice. So what do? I keep my private key and circulate my public key. I'll circulate Alice's key. So if I want to encrypt a message, I would encrypt that message using Alice's public key. If everyone knows the public key, the only key that will be able to unlock that would be Alice's private key, of which the Alice private key is the one that is private. So in this case, it's secure because if I encrypt Alice's private public key, Alice is going to use their private key to decrypt that message that is sent. So what this is what we're saying. Bob encrypts the word, let's say, Baba. Alice's public key is known by everyone in the network or in the circle. I use Alice's public key to encrypt Baba. Baba is decrypted maybe to 1, 2, 3, 4. It's ciphertext of Baba is 1, 2, 3, 4. But for anyone to decrypt it, they need Alice's private key. But no one knows the private key of Alice except Alice. So when the message is circulating, probably in the network, and everyone will try to decrypt it, but they will fail because they don't have Alice's private key. That Alice already has a private key. Then it's decrypted. That's the basis of public key cryptography or asymmetric cryptography. Questions? If you don't have questions, I will gladly ask questions. Questions, guys?
TP more questions.
Mama got it. All right. So, how then do I get Alice's public key? If I want to send to Alice, how do I get Alice's public key? Ndimati ask it and ndakubvunza ndatadza kuti.
Let me try, say.
All right.
I think before you have said Alice public key is always available. I'm sure the Alice public key can be used, can be taken from Alice. But what can I say this? Truth say, my mom teaching me Alice public key inenge always available to everyone. Saka ainganetse kuiwana asi private key yake ndo ingatonetse kuiwana.
That's it. It's public. It's public. Chiri public achisi hidden. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, you are right, sir.
If it's public, it means that everyone has access to it. So if I want to send it to the public key of Alice is a padlock, and the private key of Alice is the actual key. And it. So if I want, I can even lock something and put it in supermarket to buy. Don't look at the Alice yet appear the partner, padlock yet appear on Alice. It simply means that the only person who's going to gain access to whatever I've locked is Alice, because they are the key to unlock that padlock. But everyone can access the padlock, but no one can use it because Alice is the key.
So you are saying this system yakafanana pamapost office tumapadlock twakazara panze you just go and put in, and then the actual owner knows where access are.
Exactly. The actual owner is the one who knows where, because the messages that were sent in are strictly need to be accessed by Alice. Alice and they are their private key. Public key, anyone can access.
Thank you, sir.
What tiri so far? Kana
Treatise.
tikarasika panapa kuzowanana kumberi uko inoita hondo.
Tazviramba.
Maspiritual hatukukona. Carol, treatise. Carol is quiet all of a sudden. All right, so it's okay. It's okay.
That is
So
what I
now,
can say.
Delphi Heyman, each party generates a public and a private paper, distributes the public key. After obtaining the authentic copy of each other's public key, Bob and Alice can compute a shared secret offline. They share the secret, and the secret is used for instance, and this is the basis of symmetric cipher. Zvinova izvo kuti inoagrife kuonesana. I get Alice from the
kana sevadzoka vanongotangidza pavasiyira kapo because network yavo ichatipotsesa mazwi.
munotovareminder pa because ndozvoona kuti
imbotsanangura chinzwa iwe semaonera ari kuzviita tsanangura chinzwa vanotibatira mberi
apa pari kutoda chamakuvangwa.
Alice and Bob.
Welcome. Sevarova marata.
makangana zvinhu zveyetuka
ndokatyarwa defi homini ngabo engeri yeyetu
defi homini sure takubatamazora
data structures here.
Delphi homini works
networking
networking inoshanda like this and it ndine private key yangu ne public key.
iwo ndoni makia SR2.
Mr. Mawire ane makeys ake SR2. The other key is public to everyone and it so pani calculation inoitwa
and then you combine and encrypt the message.
And combine and encrypt the message. Painoenda kuna Mr. Mawire, it does also the same thing. Ndoba unozobuda on the slide pane pakanzi Alice and Bob shared secret key. Panoforma a secret key that is used. Taenda.
Hai, handi. Ukunzo mabe.
So ipapo ndo panoforma that secret key. Ndio inoshandiswa kuti say to lock and unlock.
Like pano combine our own my public keys yako neyangu anditi kasinzidzire ngozoitiswa.
Pano combine a public key yako and it alright ini ndiri kusenda and it so I combine my private key and your public key. On your end iwewe no combine a public key yangu ne private key yako
ndokuti decrypt ka message
ndokuti tibude ne a shared key. Panoforma a shared key that is exchanged. Wakangano ere mawe
anoita nchikangano takambochiita chinhu izvi zvine power here. Saka uyu anozosenda anosenda public key yako ne private key yake and then that will be the shared key inenge yaunzwa yateta nayo tese tiri tu chichaitika.
Taurai ndimanyarara chete hapana zvaitika.
Inosendwa sei na private key ne shared key yacho pafoni here or what?
Inosendwa.
Aiwa chinosendwa ichi is it not the shared key?
The shared key ndo inozosendwa with your public key and my private key. And
both sides.
Both sides. That way, when we interact when you do our comms, we use that shared key to decrypt. This is really my bad. Ndingatimboona mukomagugu parutishi.
It's been long. But be careful, irimo muzamai.
Watanga kuita spiritual manje. Nanzi na same network yatinetsa panapa. Ndaona message yavo yakakanda.
Ndepanoitei
Rega titsvage slide here. I think ndinaro some.
Tsvaka emodule reye2.
Yeah, module yetu
kuvanzira
tazonge ndakuswedzwa namhomzo wangu panapa ndakukanganwa kuti ndina kuchakuta maiki koma tochimanya here chinhu icho kumana tochimanya here chinhu ichi tata papi
ipapo
tochimanya here
Ndachimanya.
Right, so we were on deaf yeoman. Mr. Mabena mamuri kuexplaina orwana here. All right. Apa pano the combined key of inenge iri Bob's public and Alice's private key. Do you know zobuditsa a shared a secret key. And on the other side, Bob, it will be Alice's public key and Bob's private key. Yoshandiswa kudecrypta the same thing. Do you know noshandiswa kudecrypta kusite kwake? Ndizvo handizvo? I think ndizvo izvozvo. Mabena.
Wati nawe.
Wakawanda pai Mabena. Wakawanda pai uri musevha kewe.
Ibabasa
uri musevha. Uri kunyadzozvinzwa kuti uri musevha rumuneo.
Pakaipa apapudike.
Pakaipa. Kana ndapotsa ndaenda kubulawayo makusena anasi. Endeka. Aipa.
Tikoka pane question ika kuti netseka iri kushaika kumaya pamungangotibatsira.
Question here, madam.
Taura tinzwe Tobias.
Yeah, but I saw you zvatinoita yedini. Yema 5 elements one checks when doing application audit. List any 5 elements one checks when doing application audit.
5 elements one checks when doing application audit.
Chakandinetsa chekwesheni ichocho hazvisi zvinana ndagreed authenticity rezvo.
You mean guys, you are questions. Togara chibvunza tipewo ma questions you don't share. Musadaro vedu vedu.
Tinokanda mugroup. Most of you are
no response.
Group ripo one my vista. Mwana pa my vista munoona link ye group one.
Zvireruke.
Uri kutsvaga magroup pa Netflix unofunga kuti mumawanhere ne ndaura niyo.
I want to say group guys muti udzo zviri kuitika kunzoko.
Inzwai zvemedem. Imime ndaipa my vista munotarisa link morowana mukamira kusendrwa nemunhu munoona kushaya.
Mbozo angofani kuti wawana sei link rekupinda munangiri.
Ndapiwa una mabhena.
Wapiwa mabhena? Right. Iwewe una mabhena.
Mabhena mupe link. Mabhena pinza munhu mugroup mabhena.
Group rina admin 1 shit.
Gore rino tinonyora mabhena gore rino.
I don't worry ndokusoti.
All right, chipindirai mubvunzo tinto.
Sure, I'm sure I will first question exam.
What is she question yako iwe ngandiri? Runai. What is she question?
Yeah, list any 5 elements one checks when doing application audit.
We are doing application audit. When we are auditing, we are checking whether our system is doing what it is supposed to do, right? So what are the elements that we check? No, Shakoma.
Yeah.
Hello. Anzi. Vese vanobhadharisa. Zvakaoma. Sorry, akushamwari. Hanzi inoitwa neeko cash repayment yacho. It's okay. Kando zvananchitoda izvozvo ndokupa ma-US dollars acho. Zvako zvekukati. Kana uri kudrive wosvika pass through.
Lead jumping edu yadzima radio sei kunai. Akunzwa kuti ma-US azoenda mangani kana here mwana.
Hey, mabheni.
Madam.
Yeah, deeper shamwari ma-elements kana 1 zvayo. At least I can get idea.
Sorry. Ku-audit ukapata chandikuziva.
Boss nini kama question acho?
Burisai question paper.
Zvainakidza zviri zvecode izvi. Amasina asina kana code mukati kana metsaya.
Matopedza wani.
How to prevent the brute force attack?
A Windows page.
Tipe zvamakanyora.
I want to get 3 marks if I want to.
Guys, pana into IT service management.
You did have to. Unfortunately, machine wangu wangu ni zvinhu zvezvo wakacrash.
Not in.
Not me. TSM.
Yeah.
Should focus on paper or camera last semester?
Yanaruda mapepa ndiwe Caroline.
Ndini.
Unouya kumba.
Ndouya kumba. All right.
Let's
address. Ngepi yako sha? Uri bo?
Andiri bo.
Unouya kuma 77. Ndokubatsira zvisingaiti.
Tumira location.
Mofela.
Wakuita sei naye Mofela?
Ndoda kubatsira mwana wesangano.
Guys, saka yo God you uri kuita mamwe api na Maxwell na Toby? Mukuita mamwe api ma courses?
Ndikuita irori chete.
Chete, kwa vangu.
Audit ne OOP.
Guys, on a serious note, ndikutoda rubatsiro rwakasimba saka ndichange ndichipinda ma-inbox menyu ndichibvunza mibvunzo mukatadza kundibatsira pagroup apa.
Iwe blessing uri kumboita ma courses api?
No problem.
You can ask me why.
Pana ari kuita Samuel. Pana ari Samuel.
Samu.
Yes. Administration.
Oh.
Administration.
System
analysis.
Systems maintenance ere.
Yes.
Ini ndiri kuita.
Okay. Chakubata unonzani?
Caroline.
All right. Tobatana pa WhatsApp ndikupinda mugroup ndokutsvaga.
All right, iripo.
All right. Unenge une ruzivo rwandiri kutsvaga.
Maxwell na Godwin ndiana anga achiti ane zvinhu zvakakrasha. Chitipewo all right question paper.
Naisaka admin ndianiko pa WhatsApp group.
Say.
Tadza kupindere naye chitambo.
Okay, send me the link. vatumira link.
Vaisarwe link.
Ndapinda manje, ndavemo.
Takuona wapinda.
Takubona.
Tumira zvichemo zvako zvese
zvamakataura ndisipo.
Iyo ndatuma mabhuku akawanda tisapo wakazotadza nini.
Toby.
Hello.
Ndini ndati Toby mugroup saka chuya pinbox.
All right.
Kiki.
Yeah. Mapepa ITCL SM akomana. Tine.
Is that true kuti ITSM yaka correspond kwamadates acho exam date? How far true is it? As madates acho aka correspond. Madates akaiswa musi wa 3 June.
3 June ayo
my exam dates ITSM only.
Achinja ayo
Awasati vaisa pamaregister but I heard someone angaine makozi aiclasha neITSM saka vakanzi hanzi taisa that course kuti inyorwa musi wa3 I don't know how far it is.
No, munhu ukaita clash iwewe ka unozonyora pako wega, not kuti everyone anobva aregedza kunyora.
Chikoro ichi.
Ndakusaina masignature edu tipedze taneti.
Yes, man.
Tatombozvida imi. Tada tichitanga macertifications.
Taura hako data macertifications izvipedza.
As long makapasa capstone 2 no pressure.
Ayo inofoirwa nani
aifofoirwa sa wakatoti zipa
miti uchete zvapera.
Takafa.
Yes, man.
No need to worry, everything is under control. Mese makapasa.
Yes, man.
Yes. Anyway, guys, ininda kwenda kuhustling yangu. So it was nice to meet you here. Let's talk more WhatsApp.
Saka atari kuda mari ko munhu uyu nailidia. Atari kuda mari munhu.
Munhu upi?
Wongoma
yes.
Uko kutsanga accommodation kaye kunonyora exam.
Uri kupi?
I'm Marsh West.
Chinoi.
Chinoi.
Ndofuna kukupa nhamba dzemwe somufesi anosimbonyorera muchinoi, maybe pamwe munogona kubatana nevasikana vacho nevakomana. Anonzi Lamini.
Muintechi.
Guys, munoziva kuti chiika rikandi kubatsire zvangu inini. $5 kushandisa lodge handiti per hour. Saka imi muda kushandisa 3 hours. Munobhadhara lodge yenyu $15 mobva manyora zamarei.
3 hours overnight shamwari.
Overnight?
Achite 2 hours.
Ndikutaura exam.
Ndaenda.
Oh, bye bye.
Uzoya kuHarare.
Saka toita sei guys? Kumirira
sei? Mawiri.
Vati mabenu.
Unibata kaka nase adzoka.
Alright, iripo.
So makuti zaka kumanaka.
Ano, pakatoipa.
So takuenda.
443 ndeipi? Ikosi ipi? 443.
443.
Mbona munasenda mugroup achiti chakati nechakati zviri kuclash?
Exam. Zvakudhipira nokuti munhu
ndasenda.
Ndiwe?
Yes, it's me. Ndoda kutongoziva kuti that because you know
443 ndeipi?
In terms of time.
943 handizivi zvonga.
Pane vari kuita IT era? Is it IT?
Isu zvinozotanga kuvunzwa nhasi sei wanga kupi kunguva yesei
vakomana guys inini vanhu vandikatangirana navo stream ka vamwe vakadropa chikoro vamwe vari mumashure saka handisisina kana one
isa video yako apa
iro uri kunyepa iyo
ari
kunyepa tiripo hatina kuenda iwe ndauda kunyepera vanhu iwo
isa video yako tikuone sekuziva
iwe tosangana pagraduation cha
aiwa isa video yako ndikuone
zvindaitei iripo takatowanda kero vanhu varipo tichiripo hatisati taenda tosangana kugraduation
guys musadari nini handisina one wandoziva ini
isa video yako apa kero ndokuti
vana munda aripo wanu
ari kupi monda ndomuziva kabhati takatopesira kutaura nekudhara aripi
vanhu aripo chamari
iwe monda Maxwell
yes
yepi yako komuri kupikwa guys mimi
manikalent
hai munongozobatika nhasi seiko
omana tikakutibatika hamudi kubatika here
handidi kubatika kupi
muri mugroup here takainamba inbox
wada tiripo mudakusidzimikero
asi digital signature maiona irimo muzamani mainzwa ichitaurwa nezvaika munokuwara gore nei
aiwa digital signature rimona naalisa vavarimo shuwa ine diagram racho redigitauriyo
irimo nesiya yakadira mainzwa kasiya irimo
vatone here nhamba dzangu
mablock ciphers
blockchain inenge yakadira futi
guys zimudhu rakakurisa iri angambovazvinzvakawandisa serisi
takamira kunzwa question iri kuya ndeivi
question yandaona iri kuuya guys mark my words smart contracts ine mablockchain yakauya munhengerera muassignment iri kudzoka iyo
yakadaro
iyo iri kuidzisa
kune vakanyora multiple choice vachinjobera muchitsvaga paindaneti toda kupai 20 multiple choice toona kuti munodzipika
they might take my questions from those my multiple questions ndopashana kuti hamangwara manje vakukupa madescriptive question
iveninganakutopiwa kunzi
iwe monda
mbondudza something kana munhu whether wakatora painternet kana kuti wanga usingatori painternet kana waiziva kana kuti hauzivi what's the difference because masini aya akauya akapfuura. Do you still remember some of the questions pamaquestions aya?
aiwa zviripo zvokuti
wakajipera ndogona kukutumira because ndakamadownload
tipowo maquestions aya itomakanda
saka imi munoti sevangatipa assignment yemultiple choice kusina here
aiwa
but at least unenge wine idea maquestions anobvunza
ndiri kuti inini iwe kana munhu akakwanisa kujobera kana kuti usina kujobera handitika do you still remember the questions of head izvezvi
aiwa of head ari mbega haumbomazive
the whole idea of that multiple choice
of head ungangogona ungoremember digital signature
chete saka tiri kuti isusu munhu whether waiziva kana waitoziva good for you because even if it comes back again then you got no problem kana wana waijobera handitika ndipo unogona kungojobera futi kana wakajobera unogona kungojobera futi ukabuda andoona because multiple choice anyway kana kuri kunzi zvadzoka zvakadaro but kana mastructures emaquestions adzoka achida explanation aiwa hakuna munhu asingagomunyora chirungu oma ita plan
ndakangozvona maassignment signature yanga yakandizara pandakaiona multiple question multiple choice questions. Ndakapusa.
Chidiagram chese cheche changa chine 10 good marks kacheche.
Takandidonedza mamarks angu chidiagram.
Yeah.
Apa changa chine mamarks akawanda.
Chachine 10. Pana ruzivo kuti rate rapa mari. Hatingamiriri tutorial chete kaumana. Kutsvaga raramo kuti
Tutorial iri recorded today.
ndo zvimauye here zvemasaifa
Anobvunzwa tutorial kuti aringapamwana.
angangondiexplainawo zvemablock nemastream ciphers at least zvingapinda musoro.
mablock ciphers unofana kuziva kuti its execution is per block 64 to 128 and then mastream ciphers 1 bit at a time. Why bad?
Which one inoti yakaita damage pablock then haizoexecute?
The block cipher because the next block depends on the previous block.
Okay.
So if the previous block is distorted, then the whole chain is distorted. Come on. Amana budai titaure nasei kana vadzoka kabhozi recording yekai yarebesa vanogona kuti vakatangidza then tobva tadzoka tichitaura navo pawhatsapp. Amuoni sekudaro?
Because to waste time.
Data rachona apa harina zvarichashata.
Pamoto tatadza kudiscuss here munomusi.
Just imagine kana newo.
Havana kuda kuti discuss haisi problem. Unzai zvamuda kuti discuss zvacho tipambire nyaya dzacho.
Alright, regatimbotsvaga ma-questions.
Pane intrusion detection systems.
Ana akambosenda question ye-access control mechanism. Anoda kuti explain rawo here akasenda question then with maanswers acho anoda kuti explain rawo here kuti mukarudzi idzodzo. Hey guys, tichiri patine vanhu vatobuda.
Illa mbenda mbobva seva zodzoka here ne
Asante pakanyarara.
ye saka todi
I think someone was praying with inside among one tutorial as a good Toby guys.
guys ndandamboenda pacall masara muchitaura kuti chii ndabuda hazvi zvokupotswa kamazuva naye
Wozosenda pagrupu kana sevapinda sha.
Alright, irimo. Matthew, ndiwe ndikuzaura wakwanisa kupindura but ndiwe munhu ane unlimited access to network kwauri ikoko unozoti koda unondisira pamessage chama ndimbomangisa dzimwe nyaya hanzi let's all exit the meeting nase anyway saka living mazvinzwa handiti
Yeah, sure, thanks.
No?